Welcome to Brisbane. And as usual, we would like to talk to people about what time it is and whether it is daylight saving, even though we have all been through that again. So appreciate we've got people online, we've got people here, and we've tried to make this session appropriate so that you who've attended, and we value that, can actually enjoy it. And those from interstate or online can log in, and part of the trick is that we all do it at the same time. So Australia's got lots of different time zones, but we're here. So to try to bring this together, we've got 6 keynote presentations that will all be for on-site and online delegates. The workshops are just for people here, and the panel discussion at the end will have from site and online delegates. So welcome to the third immunisation for health and life. And we've put the subtext of primary care infectious diseases meeting. If under vaccination is the problem, primary care is the answer. So the Immunisation Coalition has been keen to bring together the opportunities for primary care to actually be part of the solution. And we want you to all think about it and think about some of the answers and think about some practical solutions. So we have a great lineup of speakers who will pose the questions, put some answers. And at the end, with our panel discussions, we hope to have a direct input into what might be some of the solutions. So a mix of GPs, nurses and pharmacists, and Australia's got the privilege of having more providers for vaccines than ever, but we all understand that there's a challenge to get the vaccination numbers up. So hybrid event, 100 delegates will be here, so we're expecting 100 people during the day and about 250 online. So thank you. So there's a lot of people online. And as you know, since COVID, we have to sort of manage that. So we are fairly careful with our time, because remembering if you're at home and logging in online, the last thing you want to be doing is sitting there waiting for 10 minutes and everyone starts. So we are conscious of the time, both your time here and people's time at home. GPs in the audience and joining us online. This is a RSCGP accredited event. So certificates of completion are available for other delegates. And if you need to do that to present to your colleges and your societies, then please make use of that. So before the formal part starts, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands in which we work and welcome any and all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders that are attending this meeting today. I, and on behalf of the Immunisation Coalition, would like to pay my respects to Elders past, present and future, and especially the Yagara and Turrbal people of the Brisbane area. I'd like to also celebrate the diversity of Aboriginal peoples and their ongoing cultures and connections to the lands and the waters of Australia. My name is Dr. Rodney Pearce. I'm a general practitioner from Adelaide. It's been my pleasure to chair the Immunisation Coalition. I'm excited to be here, partly because it's Brisbane, partly because there's a question of daylight saving, and it's the football capital of Australia, as all the Victorians are telling us. But from South Australia, we don't care, and we're proud that it's not in Victoria. And our first speaker happens to have a close association with the Brisbane Lions, the AFL team, so welcome. On the table, there's a Wi-Fi card. So if you want to log into the Wi-Fi, if those people haven't already seen it yet, in the centre of the table, there's a Wi-Fi. Workshop handouts that will be for people in the room. Other online participants, you'll receive a handout by emails at the end of the meeting, and you can do them in your own time. And if they're done within the 30 days and submit them online, then that actually allows you to complete the activities. And we think that's a good mix. So online participants, we're encouraged to rejoin the meeting or just stay online logged in, and you can listen to the presentations. But remember, the workshops will be concentrating on your work here, and the online people will be doing it separately. We've got 12 well-respected presenters and moderators today, and a broad range of topics. The meeting has been designed to maximise engagement, encourage learning. So for us to hear and learn from you, and hopefully you learn from our speakers. Now, again, no rivalry, but last year at Sydney, where we had the meeting, they were very vocal. So we've moved out of there up to Brisbane just to keep our trends with the football. So, but if we have a good meeting in Brisbane, we can go back and tell the southern states that things are better up here. So feel free to outdo them. Thank in advance each and every one of our presenters and moderators for sharing their experience and giving up their Saturdays. So I think everyone should be out fishing or doing something else. If you want to have a look at the speakers' bios, you can find them in the primary care meeting landing page on the Immunisation Coalition website. So if you have a look at that. But I've spoken to most of the presenters who are here and they'll be available at morning tea, and certainly make sure, and they've offered their availability. So use the time to actually go and talk to them. And we'd encourage you to talk to our sponsors as well. As I said, for GPs, those here and online, 3 educational activities, CPD hours and 3 reviewing performance hours. And you'll need to attend all the sessions to get those points. For the reviewing performance hours, you'll need to participate in the workshops and hand them in for review later. We'll upload the hours through the RSCGP portal. So again, please participate and send that material in. Now, again, because it's a hybrid, if you're asking questions, not only so everyone in the room can hear, but also so that the people online can hear, we've got microphones there and there. And I think Anastasia sitting in the back there will run around, and if you want to bring the microphone. So it's important that we actually hear, so the presenters know clearly what you're asking, but also online, it doesn't feel like someone's mumbling in the background and an answer that doesn't make any sense. Mobile's on mute, must do that myself, so apologies if it goes off in the next 5 minutes. Today's event will be recorded, and once we've got permission at this stage, we're anticipating it from all the speakers and participants. We'll make it available in the next probably 3 weeks online, so you can actually have a look or ask questions or review some of the things later. I'd like to acknowledge Immunisation Coalition and the innovating team who put this all together. So it's great being a chair of an organisation that's so committed and doing, I think, such a marvellous job. And in particular, I'd like to thank our sponsors who make this happen. And without them, we couldn't have events like this. So in no particular order, I'd like to thank, welcome and ask you to have a chat to AstraZeneca, BioSelect, Moderna, CSL, Seqirus, Sanofi and Pfizer. And it is important that you talk to them, not just because I think their products are interesting, but they also are a key to the Australian system, and they are part of the system, and without their support, we can't hold these events. So with great pleasure, I'd like to start the meeting.